Hey guys, welcome back to Odrick Sports. Today we're going to just do a quick recap of the last week of high school football, first round playoffs of some high schools, but the last week of AA, AAA, and get into some of those matchups, key matchups that were kind of chose the playoff picture. So, Colton, you want to get into some scores? And just know like the 9-man and stuff, the 9-man. All 9-man and I think 11B. These are 9-man are all first round playoffs.
Yes. So we'll run into
And the winner, yeah, because the winner was that's 11B, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we've got quite a bit going on here. So let's real quick. So first off, Hot Springs fell to St. Thomas More in the first round, 38-7. Now,
Shocker.
I mean, St. Thomas More is going to go back and play Mount Vernon Plankinton now. And,
MVP.
MVP, and going to be a good game. St. Thomas More did beat them earlier in the year.
Super good team. St. Thomas More. I kid. St. Thomas More is a very good football team.
Yeah,
and they've worked their butts off. Great coaching, great AD over there. So
I think they're probably going to go to the semis at least, and then we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, I think they'll be MVP. But anyway, so we got Hill City taking on Grand Plains Lutheran pretty substantially, by the way, 53-0. Mount Vernon Plankinton, speaking of MVP, taking on Mobridge Pollock 40-12.
Mobridge is a good team too.
They are. Winner over Wolsey Westington Sanborn Central 20-12.
That game is the only game that higher seed beat a lower seed.
Yeah.
Is the only game in all of
Now they've got
that
Clark
playoffs.
Clark Lilley. That's a really good team. Let's just put it that way.
I remember we had to go up and play Clark when I was in high school. They had a really good receiver.
Clark is.
That's a drive, man. And drive to nowhere.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not even lying. So Philip, my guy out there, Ryan and his team beating up on S-Line Hendricks 36-8. Wall against Lemon McIntosh 55-0. I mean, Wall's just.
I don't see anybody playing with Wall.
Pierre beating Douglas 49-0. O'Gorman taking down Roosevelt 42-9. Custer all over Lakota Tech 50-0. Castlewood beating Dupree 46-12. Rapid City Christian over Belfast 21-20. Central beating Stevens in that crosstown rivalry 36-6. Brigham Heckla falling to Kimball White Lake 14-7. Sturgis unfortunately beating our Spear.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Ipswich all over Harding County 58-8. Okay. Harriet Selby beating Canastota 22-0. Sully Buttes over Hitchcock Clare 42-8. Hanson beating Viborg Hurley 52-34. Oldham Ramona Rutland falling to Avon 50-0.
You got to beat Freeman though.
Avon's tough. That's going to be the problem.
That's gonna be fun.
That's yeah. So Huron falling to Brookings 14-22. Also West Central beating Vermilion 34-10. You had Warner over Timberlake 42-12. Tri Valley beating Canyon 33-23. Freeman Freeman Academy 59-7 over Garrison. They're probably the team to beat this year. Sioux Falls Lutheran 48-6 over Iroquois Lake Preston. EPJ over Planted 42-14.
Oak Point looks good too.
Duel over McCook Central Montrose 36-20. Watertown beating Aberdeen Central, but barely 33-27. It's a better game than a lot of you think. Lennox beating Del Rapids 34-14. D. Smet falling to Elkton Lake Benton 49-0.
I think McKinley only says that because I think he's the only one. I've never heard anybody go D. Smith.
I'm pretty sure he says it just to get a rise out of us.
Yeah.
But, Hamlin beating Scotland Minnow 57-0. Bonham beating Gregory 48-28.
Mr. Bacher, if you see it, I mean, it's the rivalry, but got the best of the gorillas.
We don't want to. Let's just.
That's always a really good game. So that's exciting though. First round, they made it out of the first round.
Hey,
That's something. They got Parkston next, but you gotta love that area. So you play Gregory first, yep, and then you get to play Parkston. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be tough. Let's see, where was it? Oh yeah, Clark Willow Lake beating Groton 35-0. That and that winter game is actually going to be it's going to be literally a slugfest. Sioux Falls Christian over Dakota Valley 40-9. Parkston, speaking of the devil, beating Bennett County 55-22. Alcester Hudson beating Dubrook 36-0. Coleman Egan all over Arlington 50-0. Faulkton beating Burke 61-22. 24-16 was the score for Sioux Valley beating Parker. Also, Platte Guys taking down Lyman 42-30. How many schools are in this freaking state? Okay. Madison beating Millbank 20-6. Wagner all over Chamberlain 33-0. Yankton beating Mitchell 40-7. That's gonna be a good game. 52-32 was the score for Howard over Centerville, and Lincoln beating Harrisburg 56.
That's big.
49. That is big.
That's a big one.
That's a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. But okay.
It's a shootout.
So let's talk about this.
11A.
Sturgis.
So let's go into it real quick. Do you want to do the Spearfish Sturgis game? You want to say that for last and do playoffs?
Let's do. We'll recap real quick, and then we'll go into playoffs.
Okay, sounds good.
So Sturgis.
Better team than I don't want to say better team than I thought. Koletsky's he's a very good coach. He's got a good group of kids there. They ran really tough. He is, but very simple offense. I don't want to say it's not complex. Guards take you to the place. From what I've seen, quarterback opens up when that's one thing that Sturgis has to look at is the quarterback has tells. He opens when they're trying to run that screen so he can just drop and go. Probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is guards were taking them to the plays most of the time, and they were still 8 to 10 yards a run. So great job.
The tough part about it was that, in my opinion, like I don't think the better team won. I think the better team just couldn't finish it at the end. Specifically, I think there were a couple of plays in there that a lot of players want back, but I think that overall you have to look at the game that Spearfish, they had that safety at the end there that really got it going. But I mean, it's going to be the name of the game is punching it in the red zone, especially in the playoffs. Should we even touched it when Spearfish played Pier? It's okay. You can't have those drives that end in field goals or end in, especially when you make it into the red zone. You have to capitalize on those. And I mean, you're going to play Yankton, which we'll cover here in a second. So
80% touchdowns. You have to have 80% touchdowns in the red zone. Yeah, and there's plays we could sit there and go, oh yeah. But the big thing is one of the parents said feels a lot like I don't remember which parent feels a lot like last year, and I go no, it doesn't, because last year Sturgis came down and just kind of put a whooping on them, and
didn't reflect that, but yeah, there was a different feel about this.
This one was, hey, we're not out of it, we're still in it. Some of these younger guys got to play. Jack Scharf.
Stepped up admirably. Yeah, Jack Scharf definitely did step up.
Good job.
Leighton Lucas hopefully will be back this week as well. Hopefully he's good to go.
And I think that's a big deal. I know Lucas's numbers aren't crazy as far as offensive numbers, but defensively, when you have a team like Sturgis and you have the guard takes you to the place. This is that. A kid like Lucas is almost irreplaceable because of how he watches film, how he reads the game, and just mentally. And to throw a sophomore in there, which I'm not taking anything away from Scharf. Scharf played very, very well, but you're not going to be there as a sophomore unless you've put in tons of film time, tons of huddle time, tons of, just natural reps where you can kind of look and see and be like, okay, this makes sense. We're going here, we're going there, and just get into the flow of the game. Scharf did a really good job of that, but there's really no replacing a Lucas.
Yeah, I think that, and I would argue that's the best part of his game.
Absolutely.
Being able to read the guards and be able to shoot the gap.
And work downhill.
Yeah, so I would argue that, yes, that was a loss, and I do think that hopefully he'll be ready to go against Yankton, but overall, I do think that, this is not a hang-your-head type of a game. It's like,
No.
they got us this year, we'll see you next year type deal. Or, let's play basketball. That's going to be the big discussion from here on out. Now,
We got three more weeks of football. We're not.
I know. I'm just saying that for this particular rivalry.
When we talk about the playoffs, I will explain how we will have 3 more weeks of football.
Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna go over the 11A playoffs. Yep. This is best case scenario for Spearfish. 11AA, yeah. This is best case scenario from Spearfish, because on the one side you have Huron Brookings, which is going to be a dogfight. Huron, I think Huron beats Brookings. It's really hard to beat them twice, especially in a row. And then Pier and T. Sorry, T guys, but yeah, Pier's just going to run through that. Then you put Pier and Huron together. So realistically, it is the 2 and 3, but I would say 1 and 2. I'm not taking anything. Yankton was my pick. I'm changing my pick, by the way. Looking at this, Yankton was my pick. I'm changing it because of what I've seen. Yankton. So Spearfish has to go to Yankton. One, that drive sucks. It does, but it should make you angry because you have to drive down there. You know, so you get to sit on the bus and just be mad. The defensive line, the defensive Spearfish lines up pretty well with the offensive Yankton. I think if they were going to beat Yankton, they would basically have to pound the ball. And you'll have Mick, you'll have Graham Hughes, and you'll have no, you have Graham.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
No, when I'm saying you got to pound the ball, it is not going to be a Thomas Hughes show against Yankton. It's not.
So you're not going to run him outside at all?
You can try. I mean, you can. And I'm not going to take anything away from Thomas Hughes. He's going to get his plays. But to establish what you need to do is you're going to have to pound between the tackles, run the draw with Hughes, with Thomas. But I think you're going to have to feed Graham, and you're going to have to feed Mick, and you're going to have to feed Lathan. And that's going to have to be a 4-yard, 3-yard, here, there. No silly penalties. It has to be 4 or 5. You're going to get 4 to 5 yards. And then if you go back, like we were looking at, first play of the game was we were talking like a 15-yard swing. You had an 8-yard gain, a 5-yard loss. You know, so like all of a sudden you should be 2nd and 2, but you're 1st and 15. You know, you can't have that against Yankton. If you play clean, if they pound the ball and then open up the passing game, because what they're going to do, I believe, is they're going to drop, they're going to spy Hughes, and that natural just beat them up the middle running game, that 3 to 4 yards every play is going to be there. And you run behind Peel, you run behind Marcus, and just, yep. And I would even move, to be real, if it's me, I move Jack in as tight end, and I run behind Jack too. I bring it all in and keep Cade, keep Sire wide to keep him honest, and even Getz is out there too, freshman kid, and keep him out there. But they're missing that little slant. Like if they had like a 6'1" kid that could sit there and run the slant, and just that would be cool, because then you'd have to keep your middle linebackers back a little bit. But once those middle linebackers start coming forward a little bit more and getting out of that zone, that's when you take your shots. That's when you're going to see Hughes really kind of take advantage of the Yankton offense. But that's what I envision Yankton doing to stop that, because that's what Sturgis did, and that's what Pierre did. And they were the only two real successful teams. I know Huron beat Spearfish as well, but I don't feel like Huron was very successful at doing that.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I do think that Yankton East River team is a physical team, and I think that you have to punch them in the mouth first. Now
you can't back down.
You can't back down. Yankton, they're going to punch you in the mouth. You have to come out and punch them. This is the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if you're playing the number 1 seed, can you imagine going down there and upsetting Yankton?
Well, the best thing about it is, like what I was trying to say, I got sidetracked. If you can upset Yankton, you get Watertown or Sturgis to go to the Dome.
When it comes to remodeling your home, don't settle for halfway. JG Carpentry is Spearfish's full-service remodeling contractor, handling everything from design to the final finish. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, or full home remodel, their team delivers expert craftsmanship, communication, and care every step of the way. Call their experienced team today at 605-390-7000 for your free remodeling consultation.
Best case scenario, because if you won that game, I mean, it would have been cool to have Watertown, then you'd end up playing Yankton anyway. Yeah. So like, it does not matter, but just be happy you're not T, be happy you're not Brookings. So being that 6th seed is not great. You got to beat Pierre, and then you got to beat Huron. Realistically, like, not taking anything away from Sturgis or Watertown, I would much rather have to play one of those two than Pierre and then Huron, or Huron then Pierre. Like that's a road there. I think they got the better. I think they got the better draw. I know as an 8 seed, you're thinking, oh, this is horrible. No, I think they got the better draw.
I think, and in my opinion, I think arguably your Super Bowl before you get to the Dome is going to be Yankton. You got to
Yep.
get past them first. Like that's,
Well, and you'll probably get Pierre in the Dome.
yeah.
So I mean, you get to beat Yankton. You get to go and beat Sturgis in Sturgis. So then your game is only 20 minutes away. So basically, could turn into basically kind of a home game. And then you get to go to the Dome and play Pierre. I like the road they're in. They have to beat one really, really tough team, but I don't think that's a good draw for Spearfish.
I think then there also it's the mentality that we're trying to break here. And I think our coach Dees and Mr. Wigan have done this, where it's the woe is me, like oh we gotta go play this guy. It's like no, you gotta play us too.
We get to go play
We
them.
get to go play them. They have to play us. And
Yep.
I think we're starting to see that. And I don't think that this is the doldrums, the lull that we saw last year. I honestly feel like this team, in my opinion, is more well balanced and has a better overall attack than it did last year. When you talk about, let's just be honest, it was the Hunter Walter show last year, where we also had some playmakers, but it wasn't as well. Like you didn't need to spread the ball out as much. So I do think that we're going to have a lot of. It's going to be a good game Thursday. It's going to be a long drive, but it's going to be a good game that.
I'm excited to have my kids watch because they've never really got to go east. Like they went to Pierre, and Pierre's a very good team, but they're not like. Don't take this wrong, Pierre, because you guys are. But they're not a physical team like Yankton is. Yankton is just mean.
You get some of those corn-fed boys that just have a problem, and that's.
They got a chip, man. It's how it is over there.
No, I think we're all both excited to kind of head up to Yankton, get that covered, and then obviously give our reaction after the game and everything. But anything else you'd like to add?
I'm not gonna be surprised at all if Spearfish, and I know that you guys are gonna Homer fan, but I'm telling you right now, that's the best possible draw, except for if you would have got the Watertown draw. But then you're still playing Yankton. I mean, realistically, you're still gonna play. So like to be able to jump on Yankton first round, so they don't. You're coming off of something where, let's be real, the last 2 weeks of your film aren't great, but if you were there and you watched them play, they played very well. Like they played very well against Pierre, and then Pierre all of a sudden was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot this kid." Like you had no planning time, and then all of a sudden the sophomore kid just
Came out of nowhere.
and that's a tough thing to adjust to. And then Sturgis, it's a rivalry game. So it doesn't matter if they were 0-8 or whatever. Those teams play each other hard every time. So like the film isn't as telling as what you saw on the field. So I'm excited. Like I think they have a shot. I really do. Especially knowing that the one team that did beat Yankton was Sturgis.
So I mean, it's not out of foregone conclusion, especially after we watched what Sturgis was. Now again, I know they didn't have Yost and some of those studs back there, but I do think that Irian's his own animal.
Oh boy, yeah, he's a good kid. He's very good. And I'm giving a shout out to that kicker, 5 foot, 95 pounds.
Was it Smith or Davis?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But yeah, that was impressive. Not as, I mean, obviously not as good as Marcus, but
Yeah, I think that's almost.
yeah, that's my he's my Martin Grammatica.
But anyway, no, we thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We'll be able to give you guys a reaction after the playoff game this Thursday. Make sure you guys stick with Odrick Sports for anything Spearfish Spartans related, and we'll see you on the next one.
Do you want to do the AAA playoffs too? It could be fun real fast if we just pick.
Okay, all right.
Because there's like AAA, 11A.
Okay, let's make it quick though.
Okay. All right.
So
So basically, we're going to go through the playoffs real fast. And we'll go through AAA. You're going to pick. I'll pick. We'll see who's right. Okay? So we got Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls, Roseville. I'm going Brandon Valley. Easy. O'Gorman, Harrisburg.
I'm gonna go Harrisburg here.
I'm going to go O'Gorman.
Like Harrisburg.
O'Gorman's a 4 seed.
Okay, but Harrisburg barely lost to a very good team.
Yeah, I like O'Gorman. Sioux Falls, Lincoln, Rapid City Central. I'm sorry, Rapid City, but Lincoln.
They got better this year, and they're heading in the right direction, but I think Lincoln's going to win that one.
Here's a good one: Jefferson versus Washington.
I think Jefferson is going to win that one.
I think Jefferson is going to win this one, but I'd love to see Washington win. So basically, we're looking at Brandon Valley, O'Gorman or Harrisburg, Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and Jefferson.
I think it's going to be Brandon Valley back in the dome when it's all said and done. I got
There's nobody on that side that can play with them. Harrisburg can't play with them. I mean, Sioux Falls, Lincoln is probably, or Jefferson could maybe play with them, but I think you're right.
this is going to be.
Brandon Valley looks tough.
They're there every year.
All right, so 11 AA, Yankton Spearfish. Who do you got?
I think we go on the road and we upset them. I think Spearfish takes down Yankton, and I think it really does set the tone here for something that could be pretty special.
I do too. I mean, you're playing right across the street from a prison. It's that's East River football in a nutshell. You literally are a stone throw from a federal prison. Can't make up. There's a football field, a prison, and a middle school or a elementary school all on the same, like within 100 yards of each other. That's just what it is, man. Sturgis Brown, Watertown.
I think that Sturgis takes down Watertown.
I do too. I think Watertown is gonna put up a pretty good fight, though. I think it's gonna be a good game. Huron Brookings. You picked Brookings to win it.
I think Brookings will win this one because I do think that Huron, even though that they were good, I think that Huron exposed some, Brookings exposed some things, and I have to stay consistent. I'm not changing my pick when things get hard. I'm gonna stick with Brookings. I think they'll take down Huron and advance to the semi.
I'm gonna take Brookings as well because I think Huron's gonna try to play with a lot of emotion on this one, like be angry, and you can't play playoff football like that. It has to be just. You can play mad, but you have to be able to play controlled rage mad, and I don't think Huron is there yet. I'm gonna go Brookings as well because I think what'll happen is Brookings will jump on them, and then all of a sudden, it'll be panic mode instead of hey, let's just continue to do our job. But hats off to Porsche, and yeah, they've been playing really well, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if Huron won that. PF or TF Riggs versus T.
I think that T's been a good team, but I think that Pierre does their thing every year where they come in the last end of the season and they just start rolling.
They start dealing. It's weird. I did it. I think Pierre's gonna. I think Pierre will win by about 40. And then we got 11A, Sioux Falls. I don't even want to do 11A. Sioux Falls Christian versus Rapid City Christian. I'm gonna go with Sioux Falls Christian. Madison West Central. I'm going West Central. Madison looks good though.
I'll go Madison. I think the Bulldogs have been pretty tough this year. I think that Madison moves on.
Del Rapids versus Millbank. Del Rapids.
Let's see. I mean, 2-6 and 2 teams. I'll go Millbank here.
Okay. Lennox Tri Valley. I'm Lennox. The Orioles.
Yeah, I'll go Tri Valley. I believe there's a town called Colton, so I got to go Tri Valley.
So who's winning in 11A? Who do you got?
Like winning it all?
Yep, winning it all. I'm going West Central, Del Rapids, in the Dome. Del Rapids over West Central by a touchdown in the Dome. And West Central is my pick, so I hope West,
Yeah, I honestly think that Lennox has a chance here. Like I feel like Lennox. I mean, they're 7-2 right now. They've shown a lot this season. I'll go Lennox.
Okay. 11B. Basically, I'm gonna eliminate a lot of this. The Elk Point's gonna beat Sioux Valley. Wagner's gonna beat Dual. St. Thomas More MVP. I think that's gonna be a good game, but I think St. Thomas More obviously wins that. And then Clark Willow Lake. Can St. Thomas More? Who do you got going to the Dome in that?
I got Clark Willow Lake.
Oh.
Going to the Dome.
Okay.
Over Winter, which sucks because I think Winter is obviously they made it past the first round, but I think that this year it's not a down year, but according to Winter standards,
I just like to point out Clark has to come to STM if they make it.
that's true.
Elk Point or
But
Wagner.
wouldn't Clark Willow Lake, if they win this one against Winter, then they're in the dome, right?
No, they got one more.
Games. It's quarters, semis, and
Yeah, but this is 11B. So their playoffs started last week.
yeah.
So you have
the quarters. So
no.
this
They
will be
play
the
this.
semis.
No, they play this one to get into the quarters. Then they play the semis. Then they play the dome. That's how the dome ends up on the same weekend for everybody. I promise you. 9-man's the same way because there's so many teams.
Okay. I just feel like
So they take 16 instead of 8.
because this says state first round, state quarters, so that doesn't make any sense though.
I'm just telling.
Whatever.
This is to get. Yeah, this is the quarters right now.
I think that so S team will win this one, so then they'll have to play Clark Willow Lake. I think Clark Willow Lake wins that one, and then I think that so they'll have to be a winner. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know anything about the rest of this. That's why I don't know. I think Clark Willow Lake is going to be the one that goes, and I think they'll ultimately win it. So
All right, makes sense. It's a weird thing because there's so many. So there's so many schools in 11B and 9-man that they actually take 16. So they played playoffs last week to break it down to 8, and now we're at 8. We're 11A and 11 AAA are, and level AA. But I'm gonna take Wagner. I think that quarterback kind of just puts them on their back. Probably not. I hope so too, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if he's not back at Elk Point. Freeman's gonna win 9 AA. Sorry, I'm not even gonna. Parkston Bonham's gonna be a good
Avon,
game.
I think that will be a better game than people think. Avon, like I would argue that that's probably your state title game right there. Is Avon and Freeman.
Avon is 9B.
Oh wait, this is why I don't like.
there's too many
The rest
East
of these
River.
teams, I wanted to do Spearfish, and that was it.
there's a lot. I'm the one that pressured him into that, but
I don't know anything about all these other teams. All I've been watching is Spearfish, but I do think that the red, like we're back to USD for the dome or for the championship, excuse me, and we might cover. I'm not sure yet.
we'll go. I don't know why we wouldn't. Spearfish will be there.
It's true. They will.
Yeah, I fully think that. So, Cade and Sire, and if they don't, I mean, even if they don't, they have a really good group of our juniors. You got to think, Sire's a junior, Cade's a junior, Hughes is a junior. Both Hugheses are juniors.
Yeah. So I think that ultimately you will have.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you'll have another strong year here. It does suck to lose Jack, and it does suck to lose. There's a lot of good seniors on this team. I think Kenmore's a little bit underrated, but you do lose Jack, you do lose Lucas, you lose Marcus, but there's a lot of good seniors on this team. But yeah, the future's still bright, and I think there's still a lot of talent upcoming too.
I think that freshman class coming in with Lincoln Dahl, Braden Mosier, those guys are going to be absolute studs as well. And Grayson, Grayson is he's a man child. He's a lot of fun to watch. So and O-line, yep. Cool. All right, I think we're done now.
Yep. We'll see you guys next week.
This production is brought to you by our sponsors: Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish, the Bassville Bison South Dakota Market, MJ Plumbing, Queen City Door, Dana Dental Arts, Superior Water, Legacy Custom Homes and Design, the Golf Club at Devil's Tower, Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish, the Clubhouse of Spearfish, Good Earth Natural Foods, CBH Co-op, Northern Hills Golf Car, Spearfish Building Supply, Hauk Electric, Pioneer Properties, I Love Spearfish, American Family Insurance Mariah Duvall Agency, McDonald's, One Way Service Pros, Black Mountain Painting, and Woods Heating and Cooling.